Hi everyone, Karin Naslund here. I am your instructor for the Great Leader Series, and I really want to welcome you to the training. Before our class begins, I just thought I'd share a few things that you can prepare in advance, or at least know what you can expect when you come into the class. Now, our classes run from 9:30 to 12:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Wednesdays, and that's pretty consistent. Take a look at your schedule. There is a break between the different courses, whether that be 1 week or 2 week. I think there's one course that we don't take a break. So really pay attention to what the scheduling is, and if you can, get it in ahead of time. Now, having said that, I'll be sending you out a link to Zoom, and within that link, there will be a calendar. And you can click on the calendar and it will automatically put in the dates and the Zoom link into your calendar. So then you don't have to worry about it, but that only will come out just ahead of the class itself. I typically get the information out about a week ahead so that you can get yourself set up. So here's a little bit of an opportunity to become familiar with Zoom and then get ready for the class about a week ahead of time. At that time, I will be sending out the handout, which I really encourage you to print out and keep with you. Take notes in if that's your way of operating. If you want to work on your computer, whatever that is that helps you to maintain your knowledge. And I really do suggest that you do something, because the handout is a resource, and I often hear from participants that they have used it going forward. They may not remember exactly everything that was discussed, but they do remember that there was information around it, and then they go back to their handout and it's there for them. So, the more notes that you take, because not everything will be in the handout. I try as much as I can, but the idea of it being live online is that I do ad lib and share different stories, share different things that I might have come across, and you make the choice of what else you might want to add to the handout that is there for you. So you'll get that about a week ahead. And then on the day of the course, I'll be opening up the course about an hour ahead of time. So we'll be opening up about 8:30 on that day so that you can check in, make sure that your audio's working, your visual's working, then you can go off and do something else. Now, the one thing I do ask is that you get registered, you get into the class 15 minutes before. At a minimum. As the classes go forward, I'll be logging in at least a half hour before the class. And so you can then enter into the waiting room. And then about quarter after, I start letting people into the class. And I really ask that you do this because you never know what glitch might appear before class begins. And if you don't do that ahead, I can't help you once the class starts. I should say I won't help you, because the class has begun. You've had opportunity to check in beforehand, and it really detracts from what we're trying to do if I try and respond to somebody that's having trouble getting in, at 12:30 or 22 or whatever that might be. Now, I will look at the email on a break. If it comes by email, I will not return phone calls if it comes by phone, but I will take a look at an email. You may miss a portion of the class before we get things worked out. Most often it's because, for whatever reason, a link isn't working. A different link ended up with a different link or something. There's some reason why, and that's why I really encourage you to download that calendar so that that link is there, which stays the same for the whole class. Just so that you know it's the same for each class, but it will change between classes. So if you're registered for the whole series, you will have a different link for Great Leader 2 and so on. The handout I had mentioned, and how that does provide you with that opportunity to take additional notes. Just a bit about expectations as we are in class. I really look for engagement. I really look for people asking questions, interacting, and I really like to see the involvement of everyone. Now, I understand that that isn't always what people prefer, but don't be surprised, because it is part of what I do. If I call upon you to, give your insight into part of a discussion that we might be having in a large group, or that you represent your breakout room in answering part of a question, it really does give you an opportunity to, build some of your own self-confidence in doing that. And I know it may be very uncomfortable for some of you, but as a leader, it's something that we need to be able to do, is to speak up and to share. So I will be asking you to do that as part of the class. Now, it is also an expectation that you fully participate within the breakout rooms. And again, I know it may be uncomfortable, especially at the beginning. However, those rooms are essential in learning additional information. And some of what I hear back from participants is how valuable they found that opportunity to connect with other organizations and to learn from other people. And so that willingness to participate is very, very important. We want engagement and interaction within those breakout rooms as well. When it comes to use of the chat, you can turn on your chat, of course, and with the chat feature, you can interact with the other people that are within the group. You can also send me messages, but just a heads up, when I'm really focused on talking and sharing information, I rarely look at the chat. So if it's something really important, just buzz in, request, to be able to share. Sometimes, just let me know. For example, maybe I forgot to turn on the recording, or, you can't hear me. I'm famous for forgetting after breaks to turn on my sound. And so I'm chatting away, but nobody can hear me. So whatever it may be, if I'm just not paying attention and it's really important, then just speak out loud and let me know, and that would be great. Now, I am going to be recording each of the sessions. So another expectation in relation to getting your certificate is that you participate actually in class, there live, for at least 3 of the 5 sessions, at least. And when you aren't able to participate, I would really like a heads up that week and a request to receive the recording. And if you don't receive the recording by Friday, then just reach out and remind me, because I can miss people as I try to manage a whole bunch of different people asking different things. So if you have not received the recording by Friday after the class is done, then just let me know. It is required that you review the recording in between that week. And in fact, you only have access to the recording that week. So if you need it extended for whatever reason, please just again, reach out and let me know, and I will extend it to you for an additional week. And so that's part of the certificate requirement, is that you be present for the course. There is no exams. It is basically participation in class, and that you be there for 3 of the 5 sessions in order to get a certificate. Now, when it comes down to the certificate itself, I will be sending it out once evaluations are complete. So it's really on you to complete the evaluation. I think I'm going to try something different and actually give you time at the end of these classes to complete the evaluation so that they're all done. I am always looking for testimonials, and I so value them, and they're essential in moving and keeping my business moving forward. So I ask that you share a testimonial. And I can even give you some guidelines on how to go about doing that, or the kinds of things that you can say in it. And I'll include that within the evaluation as well. But we'll complete the evaluation, and then you will get a certificate for that course. If you do not receive it, I'll give you some timelines as to when you can expect it. If you do not receive it, get back to me right away and let me know. Because it's very hard 6 months down the road to hear that, oh, I didn't receive the certificate, and then to try to go and find it. So for your sake, as well as for mine, please, if you have not received the certificate within the time frame I give you, reach out and get a hold of me, which is another thing. Check your spam. Some of the organizations actually block some of my emails. So first off, check your spam and put me on your whitelist. so that, you know, you do get the emails from me and wherever they are coming from, because I do use online services to have a lot of these things happen. Oh, what else is there? I am going to try my best to finish each of our classes on time. I really work hard to do that. I would like it if you do have the availability to extend your time by 15 minutes, just in case. Now, anyone can leave at any point in time within the class. And if you have to leave at 12:30 on the dot, go ahead and do that. But just so that there isn't that absolute pressure of, oh, 12:30, we're done. You know, just leave yourself and me a little bit of leeway in case we just need to finish up whatever it is that we're talking about. Now, is there anything else that I would like to tell you? We'll go over, you know, how to go about using the Zoom when we get into class itself. Things like the breakout rooms and how you'll find yourself moving into the breakout rooms. There's different ways that you can react to some of what I'm saying or to something that someone else has said, or raising your hand if you've got a question so that, you know, you can ask it, all of that kind of good stuff if you haven't participated within Zoom. But right now, actually, I am on the Zoom platform. And I'm just going to show you what happens when I share my screen and what you can expect to see when I do that. There you go. And so this is how the presentation goes. And you'll see me talking up in the right-hand corner. And anytime anyone else has a comment or whatever, then it moves on to them. And so you can see them as they are chatting, and we can move forward. Doing it this way. Now, we'll talk about the bar and again, what all of that represents. If you're having any trouble, that first class, April 6th in this case, you can be on an hour early and I will be there to give you a hand. And whether you need to contact me via email, info@ncginc.ca, or you can get me through my cell and through texting, which is what I would prefer instead of calling, especially as class is going on, is 780-608-4235. All right, so within this, this is just a little bit tidbit about me and how I present and what you can expect within the class. If you have any questions, get a hold of me. Otherwise, within the week, you will get the Zoom link and also a handout. And I will talk with you more on that first day. Take care. Have a beautiful end of March. See you on 6th of April. Bye for now.